Blackburn Rovers will head out the international break with another cracker in store over at Ewood Park. We take on the Manning boys. That's right, Bristol City. It's the Wyman derby. Who's going to come out on top? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today, we're taking a look at Rovers up against Bristol City at Ewood Park, as, of course, Championship football returns once again. Rovers, unbeaten start to the season, going to be put under the test now by Liam Manning's Bristol City. Sinclair Armstrong, one of my signings of the summer, is in the opposition dugout, but standing in his way is Andreas Wyman, who comes into this on the back of that scoring exploits against the Freaks. We'll get into all of that in a minute. Big shout out once again to the VIPs, the other patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, a Samesh, the old, a subscribe, boys and girls. There we go. Let's get into it right here, right now. Now, before we jump into the video, something brand new to the channel. And what is it? It's the join button. That's right. We've gone there. Memberships. That's right. We've opened up the floodgates to members, so you can now join and support the channel in another way. We have our first member, so a big shout out to him. But you can also join that member and becoming an extra special member of the community. Just click on the join button, follow the on-screen instructions, and become part of the gang. All right then, folks, here we go. We're then looking forward to Rovers up against Bristol City in a bit of a ding-dong classic this coming weekend. We're going to take a look back at the previous 19 results, and as you can see, even bloody Steven, 7 wins apiece. 5 draws as well. Bristol City on 58% form for them right now, just 1 win in 5. Rovers on 67% form for them right now, 1 win in 4. But unbeaten start in the Championship for Rovers. Good couple of away points and back-to-back wins at home is what's on the docket. Bristol City, though, coming into this on a good bit of form here against Rovers over the last 6. They've won 3, Rovers just the 1, and there's been 2 draws as well. The most recent match between these two sides was at Thrashton Gate, and what a game it was. Bloody hell. 5-0 win. Bristol City coming out on top. Conway with a couple, Naki Wells with a couple. Of course, Naki Wells, a familiar goal-scoring exploiter of it as well. So those were the last 6. The last 6 at Ewood, a little bit more in our favour there. 2 wins, 3 defeats and 1 draw. Of course, last time it was at Ewood, it was a 2-1 win. Sigerson and Scotty Wharton on the score sheet for Rovers. Mark Sykes, the only goal scorer for Bristol City, who were prior to that unbeaten against Rovers in 3 successive matches at Ewood Park. Oh, wow. Now, speaking of beaten, if we want to stretch it back to the last 10 games, it looks a little bit like this then, shall we? Of course, as you see, it is very much heavy in favour of Bristol City. We did have a good period back in 2019-2020 where I think we did the double over them. It might not have been the double. That might have been in the successive seasons. But yeah, we did go an unbeaten run of at least 5 games against them. But yes, we need to get back to anyways and fast. Let's take a look then at the 2 squads under the microscope. They have been boosted by their transfer additions. Now, they may not be in these graphics coming up, but we'll talk about them in a minute. But Blackburn coming into this 53.56 rated in the old transfer market value compared to the 47 million euros of that of Bristol City. We have a better e-market value than they do, and of course their squad is a lot younger than ours. They have more national team, youth team players and foreigners than we do at the moment. Let's take a look then at the 2 coaches under the spotlight. Eustace and against Liam Manning. Eustace has Manning by 6 years senior, and of course coming into this with a 1.49 points per match. As for Manning with a 1.58 points per match, which of course he did gain significantly under Milton Keynes, where he dominated for them. Was he at Oxford? I can't really remember now his managerial history. But anyway, his record, Manning's record against Rovers is 1.5 points per match. He's managed against us twice, winning 1 and losing 1. And his record against Eustace is pretty good as well. He's actually beaten him in the one and only match 1 time. However, Eustace's record against Bristol City is also pretty decent, 1.50 points per match as well. Now that's Eustace, whether he's at Birmingham or whether he's at Rovers as well. So let's roll on to take a look at Rovers squad now. And like I said, the squad has been increased and some better quality players are in here. But we got a new goalkeeper. Hoth is his name, from Uruguay. He's not on this graphic right now. And then we got young Dewberry from Brighton's been added to add some stuff. But Todd Cantwell is the main star that's been added. And he would be in this attacking lineup here. We have him to add to the mix. Will he feature? I think he might feature, but I don't think he's going to start. In fact, take a look at those transfers right here, right now. These are the players going out. We lost Jack Vale, Dylan Markanday has gone out. Of course, Sam Smodic, Sam Gallagher, Georgie Gent, and then we did lose a couple of others in Walstadt and Semir Telalovic. Players coming in though, take a look at these. Then we have, there he is, Amario, Kozia Dewsbury, Todd Cantwell, Toff Lassas coming in from Fereshvar, Lewis Baker coming in, Owen Beck was a phenomenon, and then the other deals of Wyman, Danny Bath, Yukihashi, Makitagay, and so on. Now, this is how I see us starting this game. We have got some stuff to navigate. We may, I don't know, try to have a word about that red card, and if so, then maybe Lewis Baker will drop out, and Wyman will be in that hole, and then Makitagay will be up top. But otherwise, we save Yukihashi on the bench. We start Andres Wyman in the game up against his old club. We have to do it. And then give Lewis Baker the nod to start this game. I think he gets in above John Rankin Costello. He gets in there above John Buckley. But yeah, my lineup will be pairs. Owen Beck, Dom Hyam, Hayden Carter, Callum Britton, Travis, Tronstead, Dolan, Baker, Hedges, and Wyman. That's what makes my team. Let's take a look at the opposition then, shall we? And it is Bristol City. They've got decisions to make at the back, but O'Leary has been starting. Then we've got the likes of McCrory, Rob Dickey in there, Zach Viner, Cameron Pring. Moving into midfield, the likes of Scotty Twine, of course, ex-Dingle there, Jason Knight, key person now, and Mark Sykes, who did score against us at one point. Sinclair Armstrong's the one to keep an eye out, and Naki Wells always scores against us. So if you're a betting man, that's the place to go. Let's take a look then at their deals. Of course, Bristol City have sold Tommy Conway. He's gone. Big sell there, 5.3 million. He'll score goals for them wherever they are. Of course, losing a couple other players. But most importantly, they've strengthened their team by bringing in the likes of Luke McAnally from Burnley. Scott Twine's coming in with a good chunk of change. Also, Sinclair Armstrong and Fali Maleu. Of course, that's around about 9-10 million euros. Spent on deals for Bristol City. This is how I think they'll line up as well in this match. They've got O'Leary between the sticks, Cameron Pring, Rob Dickey, Zach Viner, George Tanner at the back there. Jason Knight, Joe Williams will be in midfield alongside Scott Twine, Max Bird and Mark Sykes. Sinclair Armstrong will start and he will be a handful. The star men though will be these guys. Todd Cantwell has come in here and now become the most valuable player on Rovers books, around about 8.5 million euros compared to that of Jason Knight, 5 million euros. Of course, and 23 years of age. Cantwell will probably have, I'm hoping, a cameo from the bench, but I don't think he will start. It's usually the way to go for these guys. But I'm excited to see him in the blue and white. I'm hoping we get the better out of him in these next couple of years while he's with us. But let's take a look at the star men so far for both Blackburn Rovers and Bristol City. Of course, Sammy Smodic starts the tops of the charts there, but he's no longer here. Then we've got the likes of Ryan Hedges, Yuki Ohashi, Tyrese Dolan with good averages, 7.05. We did not see Sigurdsson in the derby. He, of course, could get involved. Lewis Baker's coming in there with a 6.9. As for Bristol City, Scott Twine is the main man right now, 7.40 for him. Max Bird's up there as well. Fali Malelu with a 6.9 as well. But on average, well, we don't know the average. I'll tell you the average. In fact, now, on average, 6.82 for Bristol City for the players. Rovers on 6.89. We're currently ranked 9th out of the 24 teams in the Championship with the highest ranking average. We've scored 9 goals in our 4 matches, conceded 6, though, compared to the 6 goals scored by Bristol City, who have conceded 8. They're averaging 1.5 goals a game. We're averaging 2.3. And yeah, we've been pretty good with the goals. Goals have been divided quite consistent with 6 right foot, 1 left foot, 2 headers. As for them, 1 left foot, 4 right, and 1 header as well. Possession-wise, 43.5 on average compared to Bristol City's 57.3%. So they're quite heavily on the possession. They've got no clean sheets, as do we, but that could change with a change of goalkeeper, perhaps. Take a look at the Reds then. We have 1 red card for the season, averaging 3 yellows a game compared to 1.3 yellows a game on average at Bristol City. So not very gung-ho are they in the tackles. Duels, 51.61 for Rovers, 49.3 for Bristol City. Take a look at the possession then stats for Rovers. When we are in possession, we prefer the left-hand side to the right, 42% of our time coming down that left-hand side. And we do have, when in possession, 41% of that time is in the middle third, 33% is in our own backyard. Meanwhile, Bristol City prefer the right to the left, so there'll be a clash there. And again, kind of mimicking us in midfield, but of course, prefer to be in the opposition third than our third when in possession. Kicking on forward then, our shots, we prefer the left to the right, but most often down the middle. And again, 63% of all of our shots are in the 18-yard box compared to this of Bristol City, who prefer to shoot from the left and the right, but pretty more evenly spread between the left and the middle. hardly ever shooting from the right-hand side. And again, just 2 of their shots within the 6-yard area, 24% long-range cookies. As for shots received from Rovers, we seem to be allowing more shots coming in from the left than the right, and 43% of the shots taken against us have been in the 18-yard box. What can we expect from the game then? Well, let's take a little look at it, shall we? We've got Rovers' strengths, our counter-attacks, finishing scoring chances, and creating chances through individual skill. We also come back from losing positions, which of course is something we're unfamiliar with. As for Bristol City, they of course attack down the wings, coming back from losing positions as well, and also shoot direct from free kicks. Their weaknesses: avoiding offside, defending set pieces, protecting the lead, and avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. Rovers' weaknesses: also avoiding offside, also protecting the lead, and also defending against long shots, avoiding individual errors and set pieces. Our style of play is down the middle, consistent first 11, and we do play in our own half. Bristol City like to control the game, attack down the right, play possession football, have short passes, non-aggressive, and also a consistent first 11. The forecast says Rovers will make a comeback if they go behind. Bristol City will control the game in the opposition half, and Bristol City will make a comeback if they come behind. Wow. This is the state of play in the table as you see it. Rovers are in 5th, a win away from 2nd. Bristol City on 13th, a win for them. They could go as high as 4th, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Speaking of elsewhere, well, these are the other games that are going to go on in the Championship. Of course, Hull City against Sheffield United kicks us off on Friday the 13th. Then some early games: Millwall, Luton, Leeds United against Burnley, Oxford, Stoke, Swansea, Norwich. And then we've got Watford, Coventry, Plymouth, Sunderland, Wednesday, QPR, Middlesbrough, Preston, Derby, Cardiff, and then Pompey, West Brom. But Rovers will take on Bristol City over at Ewood Park. And we will be there in some capacity, whether it's me doing the watch on or Pete. So make sure you stick around for that. Maybe Pete's debut. But what about me? What is my gut instinct about this game? It is, of course, going to be a big one, important one for Rovers' season. And I am going to go with a Rovers victory. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be emphatic. It will just be enough to get over the line. We have got concerns now with who's going to lead the line. No Mac Gay. Will Ohashi get the nod? Andreas Wyman, Derby. It's a great game for him to continue his momentum as a Rovers player. He's been one of the standouts for me, showing his composure when needed. And it's a great game. We've just come back from an international break, on the spurred on by a great result against the Freaks. And we're doing great right now. And of course, a win here will really give us a good building blocks for the season. The season's going to get tougher, harder, and of course, a good slog of games coming at you right here, right now. But for me, going to go with a 2-1 win, and that will be the tonic for us for the time being. That's it, guys. Subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. But until then, we are done.